Conspiracy? Absolutely yes. Theory? Absolutely not. Kol halal Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Rakah HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than never. The would-be judges, the 144,000. All right, my fellow laborers. And the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners, among the heathen nations that have the appearance, that look like the heathen nations. And to the few akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the great millstone. We're going to give you a perfect example. This is a brother that was put up by arrows of indignation and was originally put up by Tazapanya. Shalom, beloveds. And this is a subject matter that I personally speak about often, and how it's being ignored by mainstream Christianity and by the opponents of the Hebrew Israelites, by these Christian organizations and people whose whole doctrine now is to try to discredit and come against the Hebrew Israelites while ignoring all the crimes and that's done within Catholicism, within Christianity, within Judaism, and the oppositions that are going on between the two. All right, and how you have a lot of Christian pastors that point the finger at the Jewish and point out the fact that they're actually Edom. And then you have rabbis repeatedly pointing out the fact that white Christendom, right, which so-called black people defend within their own black church, the white Christendom is Esav or Esau. All right, they pronounce it Esav. All right, both America and Europe, and it's all true. They are. Okay, and I just want to get a couple of scriptures and then play this video. This isn't meant to be a long video. All right, but these people have serious cognitive dissonance when it comes to what the scriptures have said. All right, and the title of this video is Look What Esau is Saying Now. I wonder what vocab has to say about this. Vocab will not touch this subject matter with the 10-foot pole. Neither will any of his Christian cronies who can't wait to do the next video trying to discredit the Hebrew Israelites, or they refer to as black Hebrew Israelites. All right. Well, we've proven the wickedness and the deception behind that word black that they hold on to or accept. That could be no stronger. It's as a matter of fact, when you really understand the meaning of black and how it's being used against you, it's more offensive than calling you a nigger. Calling you black is more offensive than calling you a nigger. All right. Do some research before you open your mouth and say something stupid. All right. So, I'm looking for a couple scriptures. Let's start with this one. Because what you can see is that the Edomite race is completely and totally divided. And just like when we divided, when the northern kingdom separated from the southern kingdom, we fell as a people. And that's what we're witnessing with them. This is Mark 3:23. And he called unto them and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan, an adversary, human adversary, rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. All right. So, and we're at the end of that. Esau is divided against themselves worldwide. Worldwide. The EU is falling apart. NATO is falling apart. America is falling apart. And the sects within them are falling apart. The Democrats and the Republicans are almost to the verge where they're about to pew, pew, pew each one another. All right. And the same thing goes realm against realm, because Canada watched the video yesterday where the Canadian people are talking about literally preparing for war against America. So Canadians are ready to pew, pew, pew with Americans. And they're deadly close. All right. And Mexico's definitely not on your side. So America's completely surrounded. What good is your Iron Dome going to do? The American Dome. Hell, you know, we've seen through weak Hezbollah that the Iron Dome didn't even protect the Israelis. Okay, they proved Hamas and Hezbollah proved that they could penetrate the Iron Dome at will. All right, at will. So nothing that you can do is going to stop prophecy. And Esau Edom is imploding and exposing one another. All right, so let's play this video, which was originally put up by Tazapanya, and also the Arrows of Indignation 144. He's got the copyright disclaimer.
Europe was or is Esav, right?
Hold on.
Esav, right?
Yep, wait.
Was or is Esav. Europe was or is Esav, right? Esav, Edom. Today, Edom is America as well. But the Nazis are of Amalek. Once Edom is destroyed.
Now, we know that that man whose name starts with an H was that they used to push their propaganda of victim villainhood. They don't like that. This is a fact about that they don't like to bring out or talk about. But he too, and they too, they're all Amalek. All right, because you remember what Benjamin Netanyahu, not a Jew, said when he talked about the Palestinians. Well, we know the Palestinians are Hebrew as well. They are Semitic. All right. And this rabbi just told you that the Germans are of Amalek. Well, guess what people came from Germany? What other people came from Germany? We just thought we'd share that.
Along with its false Messiah, then and only then can Israel rise and Messiah.
So who's the false Messiah that he's speaking of? All right. The one that Christianity uses. Cesare Borgia. Because the Messiah is yet to come. Because when the Messiah comes, all of Edom falls. All the hills and all the mountains fall. So what they're telling you, while Americans are breaking their neck to defend and better the land of Israel is telling you, its spiritual leaders are telling you that America is Esav. They're Goyim. They're slaves. And that they're the Edomites, and they're going to be destroyed. And there's absolutely nothing that anybody can do about it. And that part is true. What they're leaving out is the fact that they're Esau too, that they're Amalek too. They're leaving that part out, because it clearly tells you in Ezekiel, one of my favorite, we keep talking about Ezekiel 36, 37, 38, 39. That's it. All right. And they fulfill the prophecy of Esau taking the Holy Land. Ezekiel 36 and 2. Thus saith the Lord power, because the enemy hath said against you, aha! Even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Jumping straight to the point in verse 30 in Ezekiel 36, 5, the 5th verse. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their hearts, with the spiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. This guy is talking about the prophecy of Edom And none of them ever bring out Ezekiel the 36th chapter. Well, it tells you that Edom would possess the land of Israel in the last days. They always seem to leave that part of the story out.
And then David can gather the exiles and build the third temple. And Edom must be destroyed, and the false Messiah must be completely exposed. And once that happens, then the real one actually comes. And then Jerusalem can be built properly.
We have whole books dedicated to the destruction of Edom at the end of days. Until that point, Esau remains, the Edom remains, the church remains.
See, Edom remains. Edom is ruling and running the world. Isaiah the 65th chapter, or the 63rd chapter, let's go to it. It tells you that Edom, when Yahushua returns, when the real Messiah returns, you know, that he will put down the power structures of the earth, and the head of the people that are the ruling class people on earth today are so-called Caucasian, so-called white people, and they are Edom. They are Esav, including the ones that are speaking in this video. Who is this? Isaiah 63:1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth the wine vat? I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury. And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. All right, so the Israelites, the actual Israelites, get redeemed when Esav is destroyed. So how are these people claiming to be the Israelites? How are they claiming to be in the land? Israel goes home after the return of their Savior. These people are frauds. All right. So Rabbi Tovia Singer here, all right, he's a false prophet. His head is even uncovered. As he's, you know, come on, man.
Placable enemy of the nation of Israel.
God will cause that all the nations will gather in the Machama of Gog Magog, which was prophesied by Yechezkel. And the Malbim gives us some information that the Bnei Ayadim will come to fight with Bnei Yishmael. Now, it's not hard to see how one day there could be a battle between the West and the Muslim world, right? That's not a hard thing to imagine, right? It's basically the stage is set.
And the stage is set, and that's where we are. And that's part of the prophecies of Ezekiel 38, 39. 36, Esav takes the Holy Land. 37, the Great Awakening of the scattered Israelites, who are not called Israelites, you know, who are called by the fraudulent names like Black and Hispanic and Negro, Indian and Savage, all right, that are called by all these names except who they are. And then all these, you know, false doctrines that they try to use to support, you know, denying the Ezekiel, Psalms, the 83rd chapter, kicking into place. The conspiracy to hide Israel, to hide the true heritage. All that's coming to pass. These people are cold busted, man. And you people who just, you know, want to roll with Edomite superiority in Christianity, that's all you're doing. When people like Vocab and these different Christians Christian organizations try to come up against the Lord and reject the fact that the Lord and the Lord's people, because it's not about color, but it's about truth. And that they were, swarthy people that were of brown chocolate and different shades of brown complexions, from light caramel, you know, all the way up to dark chocolate. All those different colors in between. They're ruddy, you know, the reddish brown tones. You know, the light-skinned person with those reddish tones, the dark-skinned person with those reddish tones, the medium brown person with those reddish tones. That's what ruddy is. And it also means, you know, if they were young or attractive. Okay? It's funny how, you know, you look up ruddy horse, ruddy cow, ruddy bird, you know. And then all of a sudden you look up ruddy people, and then they show you someone that looks like this guy. You know, Esau Edom is a liar.
It's only a matter of someone pressing the button.
And you know, and for you to believe that this saltless, rhythmless people would be the harmonious, rhythmic, you know, tribes, house of David, you got to be kidding yourself, man. These weak, pathetic, weak individuals, man, that no one in the world mimics. Nobody's trying to dress like them. Nobody's trying to move like them. Jacob is the form of all things, and Judah sets the precedence for fashion worldwide, even for the rest of Israel.
Edom falls. They lose. The Western countries lose this war. Yeah.
The Western countries lose this war. All right? Edom falls.
No, very much not like that. Because it's all their army and everybody, their whole sovereignty. Their sovereignty is going to be gone.
Wow, the whole army, their sovereignty is going to be. See, this is best listen. If you just listen to it, bam, and it goes by, you really got to stop it and take it in, man. All right, and now, yeah, and I believe I've used portions of this video myself. I've probably done this too many times to even count at this point. And it's a subject matter that seems to just be, you know, ignored and not talked about. All right, this is a very heavy topic. This is their own. What's that scripture? I can't think of it. If someone could put it on a comment board, that their own tongue falleth upon themselves, or is witness against them, something to that effect. We definitely got the Psalm 64 that their own tongue. Let me get that real quick. That one I can remember. There's another scripture that his own tongue bears witness against them, or something to that effect. But Psalm 64 and 8, it tells you, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. You know, he's talking about, he's pointing fingers at Edom. You got three fingers pointing back at him, telling you that he's Edom. And not only is he Edom, he's Amalek himself. All right, they fit the prophecies. Ezekiel 36 tells you that Esav will be in the land of Israel. That's why Zechariah 9 and 6 tells you that a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. Okay? Lamentations, it tells you that strangers shall inhabit their heritage is taken by strangers.
They will no longer be a superpower. Vietnam didn't affect America as a superpower. Why? Because they destroyed the second temple.
See, and he's letting you know that they're the ones that destroyed the second temple. The Americans are the remnant, or was left of the Rome. That's why America is spiritual Rome, Egypt, all those places. And Babylon, only because of the gods that they worship in secret, all their witchcraft, the deities, go back to ancient Babylon. All right, so that the Greeks and the Romans as well, what they did when they came into power, they just changed them from being dark complected to pale. That's why you got statues of white gods and goddesses, because they took the dark gods and goddesses and just remade them in their own image. Edom, who are still, that was that dragon that was wounded but did not die. Rome was wounded. The Negroes, the Israelites there, the people of color rose up and ruled from the Dark Ages all the way up into the Renaissance. And in the Renaissance was the rebirth of Rome. The so-called white man coming back into power the last time. And he's ruled ever since. And now we're at the end of his rulership, the end of his kingdom.
And when the Nekama comes down on the world, when the revenge of Hashem comes down on the world, it comes down on Babylonia, Iraq, destroys the first temple, comes down on Edom, all over Europe, all over America. It's all part of Edom.
So I don't know how many rabbis need to tell you that these people all. So basically, while you're sending your billions over there, MAGA, All right. While MAGA is sending their billions over there, and the rest of you Edomite, you white Christians, the Jewish people are throwing you under the bus, letting you know that you're Esau, you Edom. So that means your Christianity is completely false. You were taught in Christianity Edom was done away with while you were Edom the whole time. While you were rape, robbing, murdering, and colonizing other places, South Africa, Australia, all of America. All right. Bringing the false images of Cesare Borgia. All right. That's the image that was actually used. That was it a conspiracy? Absolutely. Was it theory? Hell no. It's facts. Cesare Borgia posed were the new images of the Lord. And that images of Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, they painted these images, and then those images got brought to the whole world. And majority of you worship those false images to this day. That's fucking facts. Excuse my French, but not really.
It will come down very, very hard, for they destroyed the second temple.
Although there's a freedom and a lot of good things that you can benefit in living in America, at the end of the day, America is still part of what the Torah calls Edom. And Edom, or as Americans pronounce it, Edom, is still the biblical enemy of Yaakov. These are not friends.
And so Edom is still the biblical enemy of Jacob. We keep telling you that this is all about Jacob and Esau. The Bible is about Jacob and Esau and the ruling class of heaven, the heavenly body. That's why, Yahushua tells you in Revelation that he is the seed and offspring of David, the house of David. Thou son of David. Matthew, the first chapter, gives you the breakdown from sperm from father to father, from seed to seed. All right? From Abraham all the way to Joseph, spewing his seed into Mary. Christianity pushed the false narrative of a virgin birth. All right, not explaining that leaving out the fact that there are two sets of virgins. There's the untouched virgin, all right, which is a woman who's never had sex, and then there's a woman who's had sex, but she's still capable of having children. She's still a virgin too for that reason, and they leave out the fact that that's the type of virgin that Mary was, because Joseph was already having sex with her before their union was confirmed by their families. They jumped the gun. All right. The Lord is the seed of David. All right. And so they teach that false doctrine so that they can get around seed line. All right. To get around that the rulership of heaven is a family of people that are all related, and that they're going to rule over the nepotism, heavenly nepotism. They try to, and all people can. That's a lie. The all people being blessed are because the Israelites got scattered to all of their nations. All right. The Israelites got scattered to among all people. And now the Lord is going to gather all his elect up. Only the elect. Okay.
They never will be. Hashem said clearly, I hate Esav. The Jews will take revenge against all the Goyim.
Wait, the Jews would take revenge against all the Goyim. And he's Goyim as well. You see, so like I said, these Amalekites are throwing the rest of you Edomites under the bus. And we can wrap this up. You pretty much get the point. The video goes on for maybe another 30, 40 seconds, or maybe a couple more rabbis pretty much saying the same thing. All right. And you see the Goyim Rouse, and then they got fire on both sides, because that's exactly what's about to happen. But let's go to 2nd Ezra. The 6th. And let's go verse 6, 7 through 9. And it says, 2nd Ezra 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of times, and when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? So these prophecies of Esau, Edom, being exposed comes with the return of the Lord. And Esau, Edom being put down because they're the ones ruling the world. Trump and all those 96, 95 Ashkenazi converts, they're all Edom. They're ruling the world. That's why they're trying to push the band-aids on everyone. You know, the false medicine, the pseudoscience, put the Israelites in prison again, starting with the Northern Kingdom. That bill that just got passed, so they're trying to drop in Mississippi to lock up and enslave any migrants for life without the possibility of parole, so that they can get free labor from them. Yeah, but it says 2 Ezra 6:8, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, Jacob's hand held first the hills of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. We are at the end of the white man's world, and at the beginning of Jacob's, the swarthy nation. And at the end of the world, Esau is not only trying to go to war with Jacob, he's also going to war with himself. That's why he's not fit for rulership. Like I said, Jewish Rabbi Edomites are throwing Christian Edomites under the bus. Right here. You've been listening to it for the last 26 minutes. This is 2 Ezra 6:27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared. And that truth is the Lord, Savior, the King, Yahushai, returns to a world that's ruled by Esau, Edom. And Christianity has pushed the false narrative that the Edomites have been done away with. All right, and they try to push all people can make it doctrine, and they try to discredit the one truth, which is that the Hebrew Israelites have been telling the truth the entire time. All right. Notice I didn't say black Hebrew Israelites. That's the title that they try to use. Because, you know, once you throw black in front of something, it becomes negative, none, and void. Null and void. All right. Look up the Black's Law dictionary on the word black. And it tells you there is no black race. There is no black people. And the laws are not for them. All right. You know, blackness means ugly and dirty, nasty, untrustworthy, unattractive, violent, everything bad. Once you establish black before a people. With that, I'm going to give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash, Kwam Yasharallah, Abad Babal.